Hello everyone and welcome back to Bedwars. So this is something different. I'm going to do a tips and tricks video on how I placed top 1000 in the most recent Bedwars tournament. And I think it's pretty nice. I don't play fours, but I'm going to discuss my strategies and how I won a lot of tributes and a lot of bragging rights with just getting top 1000. So let's get right into it. At the very start of the game, you're going to want to walk into the generator and get 36 iron. With this 36 iron, I buy a stack of wool, a pickaxe, and an axe. The next thing you would want to do is bridge to a diamond generator with 2 of your teammates. One of your teammates will be helping you push the next team, and the other teammate will be bringing the diamonds from the diamond generator back to base. In fours, there are 2 teams next to each other. You're going to want to rush a team close to you. If you see that one team is going for a different team, it might not be a good idea to rush them because then you could get sandwiched between 2 teams. Because you've already used so many blocks to get to the diamond generator, you might want your teammate to bridge to the next base. You want to bridge high to stop people from being able to jump on you and knock you into the void in one hit. If you're higher than people in Bedwars, then you have an advantage both figuratively and literally. Now that you and your teammate are both at a base, one of you is going to drop down and start fighting, and the other is going to break the bed. When you break the bed, you can box yourself in, you can just break it and hope they don't see you, but most people try to box themselves in. You're going to want to be communicating with your teammate, and it's easiest to do it in a Discord call. If you are trying to win games, play in a call. Play with 3 people that you know or you're friends with, and make sure to communicate what you're doing and what's happening. You want to have an equal number of people fighting, because if you are better at PvP than someone, you probably will be able to get a bet on your own if it's a 1v1. But in fours, there's 4 people to a team. And if all 4 people are there against just you and your teammate, you might have a problem. This is where the distractor comes in. The distractor can knock people away from the breaker as the breaker tries to get the bed. This is normally the easiest way to get a bed, but if there is very thick bed defense, it might not work. So have patience. Wait for a person to stand on the bed. If someone stands on the bed defense, which they often do, it's actually a very, very big disadvantage, because 3 hits will get them into the void if they take the correct amount of knockback. There's many different strategies to breaking beds. You can bridge up on top, you can place water and go invisible, you can just go invisible and drink milk. There's so many things that you can do, and that's what makes Bedwars such a great and versatile game. With defense, it's important to first get butterfly defense. Butterfly defense is a layer of endstone, a layer of blast-proof glass, and a layer of either wool, wood, or clay. Clay isn't exactly the best because it's the easiest to break if you have a pickaxe. In the higher tiers and against sweaty people, you're going to want someone sitting at base 100% of the time with a bow. This will stop people from coming to the base on bridges if they have any aim. The person on defense should never go into the gen without splitting it with another player. Most people like to wait until someone dies to get the gen, and that's honestly the best way to do it. If your offense does not have items, the defense will suffer. Make sure that you are watching what's going on in the game as defense. Don't just look at your phone, text your Minecraft girlfriend that actually happens to be your uncle in real life. Pay attention, see what's going on in the game. Who's rushing which diamond gen, who's rushing who has bed, getting a ton of kills, who's looking sweaty. There's so many things to pay attention for. Always put extra resources in the team chest. The team chest is so important and so few people use it. The team chest will allow you to indirectly give your teammates items. Whoever needs the gold to buy armor can buy armor. It's extremely important. Most of Bedwars isn't just normal PvP, there are a lot of items in this game. So let's talk about the items that you would want in early game. So in early game, you're definitely going to want tools. Tools, swords, anything that can give you an upper hand in PvP, as it's just so vital to winning the game. I like to save all of my gold for iron armor because it is an extreme advantage, and I can take on 2 players at once and not take as much damage if I have iron armor. Fireballs are very, very important. I know they're annoying, but you have to use them to win. It's almost impossible to win a game without fireballs, especially against good players, because if they're crossing bridges 3 at a time, you can take out 1 or 2 of them and have an extreme upper hand in the PvP fight. Milk is the most underrated item in Bedwars. Magic milk stops all traps. Full potions and milk is the best way to get a bed. Because the trap doesn't go off, the defense may not know that you're there. You can get milk early game 2 to stop any minor fatigue traps that you're going to be going against. The difference of a few seconds can cost a bed. It's extremely important that you do use milk. Apples are obviously an amazing way to heal. They're probably the best way to heal in the game right now. Heal pool is slower than them, and it does not give you absorption. Apples will give you a huge upper hand in any PvP fight. If someone eats an apple in front of you, make sure that you don't push them while they're still regenning. Having awareness of what other teams have is vital. You need to be outclassing people if you want a higher chance to win. If someone has iron armor, you might want to get iron armor with protection. If someone has chain armor, you might want to buy iron armor. If they have obby, you might want to buy a diamond pickaxe. There's so many things you have to pay attention to. In late game, things get different. You're going to want potions and high tier tools. You're going to have high tier diamond upgrades. These are all, they're not necessary. It's just easier to push people if you have these items. Potions and milk are a great combination, as I said before. And there's not much people can do if they don't know you're invisible. High tier tools will let you get bed breaks faster, and if they do notice you, there's probably a high chance they're not going to be able to stop you if you're far away. Deep pearls are also amazing because if no one's at a base, then you can pearl right to it. You can use pearls to escape, you can use pearls to attack. They're honestly one of the most versatile items in the game. Golems aren't as common. If you do use iron golems, just be warned that they do have a timer and they will eventually despawn, and they're so expensive. Most of the time it's not even worth it. You might as well just get 5 fireballs and you can probably do more damage with that. Diamond armor and diamond swords are also not necessary. If you have protection 4 or iron armor, it's the same as having full diamond armor. So it's not even really worth buying diamond armor unless you have a ton of emeralds. Diamond swords can actually be useful, and there are times where you should buy a diamond sword over pots. Like if there's 3 people pushing you from mid and they're going to see you pot, you might want to buy a diamond sword because it will kill them faster. Now, Bedwars isn't all game knowledge. I'd say it's 80% game knowledge, 20% PvP skill. And these are what I think are the most essential mechanical skills in Bedwars. So PvP has a lot of different aspects to it, but the ones that you want to focus on the most are how much knockback you're doing and how many times are you hitting them. You want to be hitting them as much as possible. Whoever hits more will win the PvP fight. Whoever gets the most hits will always win a fair PvP fight with no other factors. So you want to make sure that your aim is on point. Put your crosshair in a large section of them. It doesn't matter where you hit them. If you're getting 67% hits versus someone getting 30% hits, you're going to win. Make sure that you are block hitting. A lot of people talk about CPS, but in reality, CPS doesn't do much. You can beat people with 20 CPS with 8. I use 8. I don't need to go 14. I can go 14, but I don't need to, because if I'm block hitting, I'm not taking as much damage, I'm not taking as much knockback, and they are. Knocking people into the void is very, very important. It's probably, I'd say 50-40% of almost everyone in Bedwars' total kills, because the void is just so vast and there's so many opportunities where you can hit people into the void. Bridging is vital vital in Bedwars. There are so many times where bridging faster will win you a fight and even score you a free bed. Speed bridging is just the simple act of uncrouching while you are placing the blocks and then crouching again. It takes practice. I'd say it takes around an hour and a half of practice to get really good at, and then you can practice it in game and you'll eventually really get good at it. Scorpion bridging is an amazing way to gain high ground. It's probably the best in the game right now. So in order to scorpion bridge, you would build 3 blocks up, 1 block over, 3 blocks up. And people put ladders on it so that it's easier to get up. You don't always need to do that, but ladders are very good items because if you are crouching on a ladder, you're not going to take knockback. Consistency is the most important thing in PvP. If you have really good consistency, then you can win a lot of fights. Block placement during PvP is also good. Placing blocks at people's feet will stop them from getting combos on you, and it will give you time to do whatever you want. You could run away, you can build up, you can get a counter combo. There's so many things that you can do. Block and ladder clutching are also very good. Ladder clutching is not as essential as block clutching, but if someone fireballs you, you might want to know how to block clutch to save yourself. Block clutching is simply just placing a block and landing on it as you fall. This can be as simple as placing a block under your feet to stop you from taking too much fall damage, to getting fireballed, finding an edge, placing a block, and landing on it. Ladder clutching is almost the same thing, except that you land on the ladder. It's a bit harder. I'd say it's slightly harder than MLG water, but it doesn't take too long to learn. And it is important because you don't take any damage at all. In reality, game sense is the most important thing in Bedwars. You want to know who has items, what items you want to get, what items you don't want to get, what items are worth your time, what items you should get in the scenario, what items you shouldn't get in the scenario. It's very situational most of the time, and the best way to learn is just play the game. The more experience you have, the better you get with your game sense. If you see someone coming to your base and you have enough time, you might want to void. If there's 3 people pushing your 1 defender, you're definitely going to want to void to help your teammate. You don't want to void when they're on your base though, because if they break your bed, you just killed yourself, and that's not good. You want to have priority on targets. So if you're playing with an organized group, focus one person. It doesn't matter who gets the final kill. You care about winning, don't you? So focus one person. 3 against 1 is much better than 3 against 3 and you're all just hitting randomly. Make sure you know where your enemies are. If you don't know where your enemies are, then there's going to be a problem for you. And there could be an invis guy rushing you and you have no clue what to do. But the most important thing on this list is to have fun. Bedwars is a game. Sure, you can sweat it and not have fun and just hit your desk every time you lose. But why? Why would you do that? It's literally a block game in which you don't respawn after your bed is gone. Why would you try hard something like that? And I made a huge mistake. I try-harded it for a long time, and I stopped having fun. And then I came back to Bedwars, and I started having fun, and I didn't really care that much about my final kill ratio, my KDR, my bed break ratio, my win ratio, my leaderboard position. I didn't care anymore. I just started having fun, and that got me better at the game. Not sweating and having fun got me better at the game. Because I started enjoying the game, I found better strategies. I found more fun in just slapping random 11-year-olds on the internet. So have fun. Enjoy the game. Enjoy life as well. There are a lot of things going on in the world right now, and I know Minecraft is an escape for a lot of people, but be aware of what's going on around you. And I want to say that Black lives do matter. There shouldn't be any difference between people just because of the color of their skin. And I think it's a really bad thing that this is still happening and that it never went away. So make sure that you are being kind. Make sure that you are being considerate. Make sure that you're being safe with this whole pandemic going on. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the simple things that you can do. Appreciate the fact that you can play this stupid block game for odd hours of the day and not worry about things that are going on in real life all the time. And until next time, see you nerds. Bye!